Morning, my name is Roscoe Moseby. So this episode begins with me telling my story. I was born in Portland, Arkansas, although I hear tell that I was born in a ditch outside of Sunshine, Arkansas, along the road. All I know is that one day the sky opened up and here I am. So as a boy, we had a farm with chickens, ducks. I had a dog named Sam, had a cat named Henry, a snapping turtle named Tom, two black and white dogs named Black Girl and Black Boy, one horse, one cow. I remember churning milk into buttermilk. However, my chores consisted of slopping hogs, chopping wood for the wood stove, feeding chickens. I picked cotton. I weeded soybeans. See, we lived in the woods. The only way we come into town, we had to be pulled by wagon. We only bought sugar and flour. We always hunted and killed our own meat. All the boys had rifles and the women did the cooking. I started driving tractor at 8 years old, plowing fields for cultivation. I went to an all-black school. I did experience segregation. I sought to find out why people didn't like the way I looked, the way I spoke, the way I interacted, the color of my skin. I often stared into the skies and wondered why things happened, not knowing that God had a plan, and fortunately I was a part of it. Now my California learning was quite different. I didn't know what drugs was, so too did the military, where it seemed okay, as long as you perform your duties. My service venue was where I acquired post-traumatic stress disorder. Servicemen and women were subjected to war conditions. That was our jobs. They didn't require anything else of you. I remember the first thing that happened when I came back to the world. I was distant from my family, my friends, significant other. My life was chaotic. I had nowhere to turn. No one really understood the pain of isolation. No one identified with what you had went through during service. So I had a nervous breakdown as a result of my service commitment. The things I saw, the wounded, even though it was peacetime, there were still people stepping on landmines, bringing live-form bazookas into camp. A friend's body was blown in half. Seeing a dead body is what it is. Korean nationals attacking you from behind, dissatisfied with American occupation at that time. Maneuvers during field operations depended on you being stable enough to deal with stress-related situations. More often than not, you came through. During full-scale alert, I reminded them that we were sent to protect the American interests. I, in Fire Direction Center, plotted grid coordinates for artillery fire. I did a forward observer work where I drove the captain around. I had a confidential clearance. My handle was Foxtrot 29er. So service is where I actually practiced being a drug user. Back in the world, it was crazy, but not like it is now. When I came back, I had delusions of grandeur, thinking that I was God's gift to mankind, so I thought. My mind told me that people were different than I was. It wasn't me, but you had the problem. I struggled with failure after my service period, even though I thought it was normal to work a little and to play a little. That's what I did the best. I never imagined being a drug addict. I was ashamed to let people know I had a mental problem. It wasn't like people in the street walked around with a master's degree, so they examined you on the spot. Basically, everyone in my circle had a problem. I didn't communicate that, and this was normal. I denied being a drug addict or that I had mental issues. Moreover, as despicable as this may sound, I lived like an animal during service and after service, became a full-fledged drug abuser. The disease of addiction was cunning and baffling, leaving me with the obsession and compulsion to chronically use, be bound to disparity, guilt, loneliness, lying, manipulation, deceitfulness, mental depression, irresponsibility, malcontent, degradation, and so on. All these are minor compared to my bottom. I remember cleaning the carpet without having a carpet cleaner. I recall being afraid of my own shadow. I recall going round and round until I passed out. I had no friends. No one reached out to me. It was as if the whole world had turned away. I have been shot in the abdomen, stabbed near my jugular vein, hit over the head with an iron pipe that busted my head open to the white. I'm not glorifying anything. So when I turned away from being a crackhead, for the first time, I felt different. I left the yard where I'd stayed and used, not knowing where I'd planned to go. There were addicts all around me, but I had turned my back on crack and using other substances. I slept on the concrete for an entire month before I was accepted into a veterans facility for rehabilitation. I stayed there one entire year. From that point, I'm grateful because I learned how to live with other recovering addicts. Today, I mentor other addicts on the importance of staying clean. I lecture throughout Narcotics Anonymous venues. I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Today, I'm dealing with my mental issues, being productive in society, informing the community concerning recovery through our Speakers Bureau. I have 8 years clean and serene. I practice the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous each and every day. I have lived like an open book. I'm not ashamed of my past because it's a part of my future. So I accept the consequences of the past. I embrace wonderful feelings I have in recovery. So I hope that you have heard something or felt something that will help you in your recovery. Thank you.